What's up, Bronzeville? Let me hear you. Come on, let me hear you.
Make some noise up in this place.
Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Welcome to Power, presenting opportunities where everyone rises. Come on, let me hear you. I'm back up here, and I got Aaron with me. Aaron?
Yeah, hey, y'all. How y'all doing today? I can't hear y'all. How y'all doing today? All right, that's what I like to hear. You know, we have a very, very special power session today, and I think it's going to be very, very impactful today.
I don't think they're ready for what's about to happen.
No, I don't think they're ready for this one today. Y'all not ready for this one. So if you would do me a favor, for those of you that have Apple devices, you know, everybody that has an Apple device, let me see your hands.
Oh.
Hey, now y'all my people. And then everybody else that has Android devices, hey, I'm praying for you. But if you can do me a favor, if you could put your phones on mute or vibrate.
Oh, no, that's a good one.
Just put them on mute or vibrate. Now, if it's an Apple device, I may allow your phone to vibrate or ring or something like that. But if it's Android, just kill it. Just put it on mute. I don't even want to hear it.
Right.
But anyway, we have a great session in line for you. And please, and then if you can, feel free to register online for next week. So those of you that are here, please feel free to register now for next week so we can count you, get you counted.
Yeah. And
then also, we are live on Facebook and YouTube.
Give it up, clap it up.
And not only that, but you can also find us on Instagram. We're on Twitter, and also we're on TikTok, so you can find us everywhere. We just all over the place.
All over the place.
We're all over there.
That's right. Look, when you do good work, you should be seen and heard.
That's right. That's right.
And we're so thankful that you could be in the house with us today. But so many people couldn't make it today, Aaron.
Yeah, man. You know, they missing something. It's like you get good food.
Good food.
Great information.
Great information.
Free parking.
Free parking.
And free fellowship.
In Chicago?
Where can you get that?
Nowhere but
here.
BSCO. Come
That's
on,
right.
clap it up.
That's right. Give it up. Give it up. Matter of fact, give it up for the visionary, Pastor Chris Harris.
Come on. And while you're clapping, I want everybody to turn around and look in that camera and clap your hands for the people who are joining us online today. We're so glad that you could be with us, whether you're in this, my pastor says, on the scene
or on the
screen. We're glad that you could be here. Listen, we get ready to give our first gift card away. Y'all don't know what I'm going to ask, but I tell you, there's one young lady in here. First of all, today is International Women's Day.
Yes, it is.
Put your hands together. Them hands is holding it together, and I appreciate every one of y'all. Happy International Women's Day. But one woman in particular, when I came in here, Miss Dolores, I know you hear your name. I think she's chatting it up, but Miss Dolores has her own, and there may be other senior homes in here that do this, but she is the vice chair of her senior homes activities, and she's the one that gathers the seniors and makes sure that they stay active. I want to bless her today with our first $25 gift card. Love you, Miss Dolores. Thank you for the impactful conversation. I talked to her for about 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
She didn't even know she was getting set up. But she is a beautiful person. If you don't know, wave your hand, Miss Dolores. Y'all need to go find this lady right here. She's somebody special. So, Miss Shakira, if you could go meet her, I would appreciate it. Clap it up one more time, y'all. One more thing before we go. Listen, we have swag on that back table from BSCO. And week after week, we put it back there for y'all, but maybe you're too busy. We have Wesley coming around. He's going to give everybody something from that basket. Would you put your hands together for Wesley?
Wes.
Come on, y'all can do better than that. That's my coworker right there. Yeah. Thank you, Wes. Thank you. So the reason why we're here is to impact and empower our community. That's the reason why we're here. We're here for three groups of people: those that are underemployed, those that are unemployed, and our seniors. My mother used to say, I have all the information, but nobody's asking me the questions. We can't throw our seniors away, so that's why you're here. Amen. We invite them to come in every Wednesday so we can love on them and appreciate them. Would you clap it up for the senior next to you? That's right. And Aaron, I know you said put the phones on vibrate, but can you take those phones out and take a few selfies with your table? Let's see what's happening. And make sure you send them, hashtag us, BSCO, Bright Star Community Outreach. Get your phones out.
iPhone cameras are better. just letting y'all know. Just letting you know.
All right. So we've already put our phones on silent, iPhones and Androids. I want you to pay attention to this next video because it's what we do here at Bright Star Community Outreach to empower you. Take a look.
The Greater Bronzeville Community Action Plan is BSCO's strategic plan to address community violence and the resulting violence. Through partnerships with over 70 organizations, Bright Star Community Outreach convenes action tables to affect change in the Greater Bronzeville community and beyond. As a convener, we endeavor to identify, deliver, and evaluate high-quality programs for youth and families, ensure education equity for all schools in Bronzeville, increase the resilience of people affected by trauma and violence, provide employment and placement services for residents of Greater Bronzeville. Our areas of emphasis include, but are not limited to, housing, social determinants of health, workforce development, and education. The Community Action Plan was created by listening to the voice of the community and putting into actionable steps ways to collectively bring about change. By the end of this year, through this partnership, BSCO has been able to provide $624,000 in financial support to 10 organizations. During the first round of funding, BSCO awarded 7 organizations with $208,000 to provide services that supported parental leadership and engagement at the school level. The second round of funding provided 3 new and 5 re-granted organizations with $416,000 to support in-school programming that focused on mentorship and trauma-related wraparound services. As the convener and not the competitor, we are looking to the future with hope and the spirit of collaboration to make the Greater Bronzeville community and beyond a more livable, vibrant, and thriving community.
My power crowd, y'all make some noise up in here, power. Let me try it again. Y'all can't be more than last week and be quieter than last week. Make some noise, power. Come on. If you got anybody good looking at your table, let me hear you make noise for them. All right, I see some of these folks don't appreciate your sexy. Because I said good looking folk, they should have made more noise. If you got anybody good looking at your table, make noise. Come on. All right, check it out. Today is a special day. Today is Women's History Day, where we honor amazing women. All the women in here go crazy. Make some noise for yourself. This is what it's all about. And for all of y'all, whether you are on the scene or those of y'all that are watching us on the screen, let me just tell you right now, you have a great opportunity. You have a great opportunity to tell somebody else to come on and hang out with us. So go to our Facebook page, any one of our pages. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go and share it right now. Those of you all that are even in this room, if you would go to our Bright Star Community Outreach page, make sure you like the page. You can also go to our St. James Ministries Kojic page or our Bright Star Church Chicago page. Like that page and make sure you share this information. The worst thing we can do is come in here and get information and not share it with other people. So we're really excited about it. Those of y'all that are our veteran power session attendees, raise your hand. You came 2 times, you came 3 times, came 4 times. Thank you for coming. All of these folks, clap it up for the folks who come all the time. This is what it's all about. Now, veterans, y'all know what to do right here. Everybody that's brand new, this is your first time, raise your hand and y'all raise some noise for all of our newcomers. Come on. Make them feel welcome. That's right. Every single week, every Wednesday, 12 o'clock until 2 o'clock. Now, we start at 12. Y'all showing up at 10:30. What's going on up in here? I know what y'all doing. Y'all smart. Y'all coming in to get your seat up front. They like, we're going to play bingo. We're going to get some free food. And we're going to win some money. I'm up in this joint today. That's right. Yeah, I mean, I was looking up here. I was like, this thing started an hour and a half from now. And y'all already here. And I'm excited. So I hope you will continue to come and continue to show up. Now, power session attendees. Will y'all please do me a favor? I couldn't do this without the most amazing people in the world, the Bright Star Community Outreach staff. Will y'all please show some love to the folks who put things in order, prepare the food, provide the food. Come on, Power, make some noise for the staff. Now, here's what I'm encouraging you to do. Get your seat now for next week. Make sure you register today so that you can be a part of this. And I'm excited. Every single week, we're going to come in and put information and inspiration in it. And you're going to leave with a full stomach. And somebody going to leave with a little bit more money in their pocket. This is what it's all about. Now, they didn't know I was going to do this, so y'all pray for me. I'm giving $100 to the oldest woman in the room today. It's Women's History Month. So who's the oldest in the room? Now check this out. I got people raising their hand who ain't never told their age before. They like $100? I'm 76 plus 25. I got it. Who's the oldest in the room, Joni? Show me some hands. What you got over there? You got 87? All right, 87 over there. Anybody older than 87? Uh-oh. What you got? 96. Lord have mercy. What about right here? 88. Wait a minute. We got 88 over here. Y'all better go crazy for 88. All right, I'm in trouble. What did I have over there? 87. What did I have over here? 88. And then right here, 96. You get $100. You get $100. Y'all go crazy. Y'all better make some noise up in here. Come on now. All these great women, y'all stand on your feet for these great women. Come on. Lord have mercy. This is how you celebrate women's history. And for those of y'all that are watching on the screen, this is how we do it all the time. If Oprah can do it, if Ellen DeGeneres can do it, PCH can do it too. That's right. And did y'all notice what happened? That woman over there said, Mother Esther said, she's like 86. Mother Hall elbowed her friend like, you better say something, girl. She ain't got nothing on you. You was 2 when she was born. At 96, how you 96 and look this good? And get around this amazing This is what I'm talking about. Lord have mercy. Say it again. I love it. This is how we celebrate. And this is what community unity looks like. Make some noise for power. One more time, everybody. Now listen, today I'm excited. I have an amazing guest with me today. I know it's Women's History Month, not just day, but the whole month. Even this Sunday, I'm excited. I get to pastor two of the greatest churches in the world, and we have church in here on Sundays at 9 and 11. And this Sunday, I'm going to be celebrating all women. Even my sermon is going to be about powerful women. Okay, now this ain't got nothing to do with that, but I'm going to just say it. This Sunday, I'm going to be preaching a sermon called She Got the Job Done. I'm so excited about this Sunday at 9 and 11 because if you ever want a job to get done, give it to a woman. Give it to a sister. She gets it done. But let me tell y'all why I'm proud today. I'm proud today because I also got a black man who's getting the job done. Amazing mentorship program. I need y'all to go crazy for Mr. Vondell Singleton. Come on. Ladies, come on. Fellas, come on. My man, 50 grand. Vondell, you lead an organization called Champs. So before we get to the work, let's take a moment and talk about the visionary, right? Tell everybody about Vondell.
So first of all, congratulations. This is amazing energy.
Thank you,
I'm
man.
like, it's Wednesday at noon, and y'all got this level of energy. But just a little bit about myself. This is my community. I'm born and raised in the Bronzeville, Ida B. Wells housing projects. Third generational, my grandfather, my father, on my mother's side, my grandmother, my mother, all lived there. And, as a kid, I didn't know if I was going to make it to 18 years old. I lost my mom when I was 14. She was only 29. And my father had dealt with incarceration, so I became a ward of the state. The government adopted me before 18. But mentorship changed my life. Wow. God sent an angel by a man by the name of Stephen Robertson in 1997, and he asked me a question. He said, "Have you ever flown on a plane before?" Wow. And I said, "No, sir." He said, "You're 17, never flown on a plane." I was in a program called the Marquette Upward Bound program. Yeah. And it changed and saved my life. Within 8 months, I was enrolled into a college, Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yes, sir.
And pastor, within 4 years of going to college, I graduated, and I called that mentor up, and I said, "What do I need to do to pay you back for what you've done for me?"
Wow.
And he simply said, "The same thing I did for you, do for somebody else."
I told y'all, men get it done too. We have so much in common because I'm born and raised right here in Bronzeville, son of the soil, and I'm just honored to be a partner with you in this kind of work in our community. You was raised up Ida B. Wells. I was raised up in the Dearborn Homes, 2930 South Dearborn, apartment 503, next to the incinerator.
514 East 36th Street,
That's
apartment
right.
202.
There we go. You ain't from the projects if you don't say the apartment number. And it's exciting, and I always share with people, the reason I do what I do is because the founder of this church that I pastor now, Dr. James Stovall, he was the only father that I've known, right? And the amazing thing is, if it wasn't for a pastor and a church, I would have been a victim, just like many black men, of that cradle to prison, cradle to grave pipeline. But a pastor and a church saved my life. Now I'm the pastor at that church, and now I'm paying it forward.
Praise God.
To more people. Would y'all give it up for my mentor, Dr.
Praise
James
God.
Stovall, who you just saw on the screen, an amazing man. And that's the reason that I'm here. And then I pastor a second church who was another mentor of mine, Bishop Willie James Campbell, who was a mentor, especially as a pastor. We need to be able to see, what is it that made you get involved in mentoring beside that mentor saying what you got to do, and why are you so passionate about it?
Absolutely. So I'm an educator by trade. I went to Oral Roberts, majored in education, and when I left, I became a school teacher. And so I worked in the schools, and I wanted to get as close to the problem as I possibly could. Sometimes God reveals to you problems so you can create solutions. And I didn't want to complain about what I saw. I wanted to do something about what I saw. And so as I became a teacher, I realized the impact that I can make within the classroom to empower the minds. Tupac said something so powerful. He said, I may not change the world, but I can spark the mind that will change the world.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to do. I didn't really feel like I could change the world per se, but it felt like that I can spark the mind that could change the world through education. And so starting off with that role, I eventually moved into a school dean role and an assistant principal role. And that's when I started the Champs program 10 years ago. I saw the need. I saw many of the young men not being engaged in the academic process.
Yeah.
And they would end up in my office, and I would have a conversation. And that conversation, Pastor, get this, it became a trend.
Wow.
And the trend was this. In all of the conversations, I will always ask the young men, tell me about your father. And they all had a father story. And it was, I don't know my father. My father's locked up or dead. And unfortunately, that was 90% of the conversations that I was having. And I knew I was so convicted.
Sure.
I said, God, what do I do? I was on my knees and I was praying, asking God, what do I do beyond wearing a suit as an assistant principal? How do I really reach this demographic of young men that are from my community? And as I was on my knees praying, Pastor, he gave me the words champs, and I wrote them down on the paper. And I said, champs. It was an acronym, stands for culturally helping and making positive success. I wrote it down. And you can see on these pictures, I went and I presented this to the young men. I said, from here on out, you're not losers, you're not dropouts. I don't care what your father did. You champs from here on out.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we have a responsibility to model our expectations, right? Because when a lot of times what young men and young women are looking for are examples, right? They're looking for pathways to follow. How many of you all in this room, whether you're mother, father, auntie, godmama, goddaddy, whatever, you know a young man right now that needs some mentorship? Raise your hand. Right? Look at this room. All these hands. And the worst thing you can do is hear this kind of information and not take advantage and say, hey, I met a man today named Vondale who has an organization called Champs. Now, what you got to understand is you got two black men up here, men of faith, who also do the work, right? And we're not in competition. We have a mentorship program at Bright Star. He has a mentorship program called Champs. We got some money. And I was like, I want to share the $1 million.
Praise God.
That was given to me with other organizations. And Champs was one of the organizations that we gave money to. Because, you know, you talked about one of my favorite prophets, Tupac. I got another prophet I love named DJ Khaled. You know, and one of the things he say all the time, and another one. Right? Every time we run up to a young man, and another one, that we're going to make a doctor, and another one, that we're going to make the next lawyer, and another one, that we're going to make sure don't end up in that cradle to prison, cradle to grave pipeline. You got some Champs partnerships, right? Champs 45 corporations, foundations, and schools. Man, that means I'm sitting there talking to a real leader who knows how to organize other leaders. Talk to us about that.
Thank you, Pastor. And let me give a huge shout out to one of our favorite partners, Bright Star Community Outreach.
Love you, bro.
And let me just pause 1 second because I think this is important. So when I heard the RFP around trauma-informed mentorship, something leaped in my belly. And I said, that's exactly the innovation that we need to make the impact on these boys and young men of color.
That's right.
It used to be you can get a hot dog and take them out to a game and sit down. That don't work anymore.
That's right. That's right.
We got to be outside of the box with these young men that we're working with.
That's right.
And so I went to God and I said, all right, we're going to apply. I don't know if we're going to get the grant. I'm believing you for it. But I wanted to create something that I knew would get the attention of young men. So what we created was inside of the schools. We work with 400 young men a week in 12 schools and 3 community-based organizations.
Amazing. It's amazing.
And I said, what if I can bring in a barbershop in the middle of the class day and actually remove the burden of them feeling like they're being bullied because their hair is not cut? What if I can reach out to a local black barber shop and say, let's make a deal. I'll pay you half off for you to come into the school to cut these young men's. And we did. And so we partnered. And last year, through the power of this partnership, we cut 1,108 haircuts in 2022.
Amazing.
Through the partnership. And then I said, all right, everybody want to look good, you want to feel good, you want to perform well. So we created something called J's for A's. You get Jordans for A's you get in class.
Oh my God. It's amazing.
As an incentive, right? Because you paying your money for them. But what if we can take that burden off of you, you keep your money in your pocket, and you turn in your report card and you show that you're making the grades, the A's, and you get some J's for it.
That's amazing.
And you get a free haircut. So now you start to see the young men showing up. I had some young men today on the west side. They said, Singleton, if they remove Champs out this school, I'm gonna stop coming to school.
Yeah.
And I said, how many, all of y'all, it was 30 boys I was talking to this morning. How many of y'all believe that Champs is making a difference in your life? All 30 boys raised their hands.
It's amazing. Now, the problem with that is the news ain't putting that on the television. Because we always say, if it bleeds, it leads. Right? They only show our young boys who are robbing, carjacking. And that's why we got to control the narrative. That's why we got to decide we're not going to let channel 2, 5, 7, 9, 32, 11. We're not going to let them control the story. We have to tell our own story. Now, speaking of J's, man, you got a special relationship and a special acknowledgement, which I think is super amazing. Do y'all know that this great black brother, his organization, Champs, it was named a Michael Jordan and Jordan Brand Community Grantee Award for 2023. That's amazing, y'all. Yeah, wait a minute. I'm talking about Michael Jordan. The Jordan Brand has put their fingerprint on the work that you do. Now, I got to ask you, man, how did that feel?
First of all, I couldn't believe, I got the email and it said from Michael Jordan and Jordan Brand. You know how you get all these spam emails? And I'm looking like, yeah, right. So I click on it and I'm reading it and it said, congratulations, you've been selected by Michael Jordan. And there's the picture at the United Center Friday. We actually shot the Michael Jordan commercial. It's not out yet, but it's coming out. And it was saying, keep this quiet. It's going to be an announcement on his 60th birthday. It's going to be a press release, right? And I'm sitting there, and I still couldn't believe it. Now, I will say that Michael Jordan's vice president of his company is one of my mentors.
Yeah.
So I call, and I'm like, H, is this really real? He said, congratulations. Y'all deserve it.
That's right.
We see the work y'all doing in Chicago. Keep up the great work. Michael Jordan is very discreet, but he's also very particular on who he attaches his name to.
That's right.
So I knew it was a big deal when they told me that this is official and I said, isn't it just like God in the year 23?
Watch out.
The Michael Jordan year.
Now, hold on, Doc. Now, wait a minute.
Isn't it just like God? Out of all the years that it could have happened, this is the year. And so they made the official announcement on Michael Jordan's birthday that we were one of the grantees for 2023.
Standing ovation. Standing ovation. Standing ovation. Now that's amazing. You know, and it inspires me, man, to see that the work gets done. So even though your mentor is connected to the organization, if you don't do good work, they can't offer you up as a suggestion. Absolutely. And that's why, you know, it's this book I always check out, To Whom Much Is Given, Much Is Required, right? And in that same book, it has statements like, faith without works is dead, right? So I don't care how much you get up here and talk about God and you pray, man, if you don't do the work.
Got to do the work.
It doesn't matter, right? The one I know, he don't bless a mess and he don't sponsor a flop. And I'm grateful that you have been consistent in the work you do. Let's talk about the innovation, right? Because I always say it's hard to do 8-track outreach in an iCloud generation. Yes. Like these young men are just different. Yes. Now hold on. So were we. We were not our grandfathers. We were not our fathers. So we were different from the generation that came before us. So, and the first thing I want to make sure that we do is stop labeling our community.
Amen.
Stop saying things about these young people that are not necessarily true, right? And there are a lot of people who have put labels on you. It wasn't true. We put labels on these young people. I think it's a terrible thing, but you have been innovative. So I want you to talk a little bit about the innovative approaches that you have been using to reach this generation.
So for me, I think language is really important. The language of communication and how we communicate and how we show up in spaces. So I tell a young man, there are going to be times where, and we have, where we went to the White House and met President Obama, right? And we couldn't come in like this.
Right.
I said, we going in suited and booted.
That's right.
We're going to look him in the eye. We're going to shake his hand. We're going to tell him who we are. But then we also have to be able to code switch.
That's right.
And speak that language as well, right? And so for me, when I got the call that said, hey, we want to take your young man to Dubai, I was like, whoa, hold on. We need to go downtown first before we fly all the way overseas. But what it let me know, there were young men who didn't have a state ID, therefore they couldn't get a passport. They didn't have a social security card, so therefore they couldn't get a passport. They didn't have a birth certificate.
Man.
So we had to go through this process to say, okay, we see the vision on where we're going, but this is where we are.
Yeah.
So let's speak the language on where we are. What do we need to remove the barrier so we can get there? I always tell people mentorship is the long walk. I don't have a magic wand. I can't change your 15-year-old, 14-year-old overnight. But give me a little time and let me work with them. I had a young man who started with our program 10 years ago. And not to go in deep into his business, but he ended up getting kicked out of school in year 1 and being a part of our program. And many thought, oh, see, the program not working. I said, nah, it's part of his testimony. God gonna add it in later.
That's right. That's right.
Now this young man is playing in his 3rd year for the Miami Dolphins in the NFL. And just came back 2 weeks ago to testify the time of his lowest point of being kicked out of school, how we never turned our backs on him, how we never gave up on him. We kept working with them. We kept telling them, hey, man, you got to learn. You got to hold yourself accountable. You messed up, so make it up. We ain't going to feel sorry for you. Get back in the game and keep fighting. And he kept going and he kept going. And now he's living a dream and realized the seeds that were sown in his life And he said, you never turn your back on me in my lowest point, and everybody else did. And so parents, guardians, mentors, coaches, teachers, do not give up. I hear the Bible saying, despise not small beginnings. Don't look down on the small beginnings.
Man, can you imagine that young man coming through champs and becoming a champ with the Miami Dolphins? And I just believe that the future is so bright for anybody that you're touching. You use this method. I'm a preacher. I like acronyms. I love 3 points. I'm an alliterator, and clearly you got some preacher in you. We'll talk about that offline. You use 3 E's, and I want you to just educate us. And parents, here's my prayer. Those of you all that are on the scene, as well as those that are watching us on the screen, you can learn in here how to communicate with your son. Like, he's giving you union secrets and tips on how to communicate with this next generation. So if you got a grandson, nephew, if you have that young man who calls you mama, pops,
or OG,
because they definitely call us OG. It's us, absolutely. Because these younger guys, they're like, you old now, Doc. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. I know I'm 49 in a couple weeks, but you ain't got to, we trying to stay young, right? But you use these 3 E's that I think are amazing. Tell us about it.
So education, empowerment, and exposure are the 3 E's of champs. And so no matter if it's a school-based, community-based, if we're working with a corporation, I try to get our young men focused on those 3 things. You should be academically progressing, and you need to be figuring out a way on how you advocate for the things that you have, because some of our young men are mute. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They not conversating about what's going on inside of their spirits, souls, and bodies. So it's something called PODS that we use, and it's not something we invented. Other programs use it, but it's how are you physically, how are you intellectually, how are you emotionally, and how are you spiritually?
Yeah.
So when you think of a PI, that's the acronym. How are you physically, how are you intellectually, how are you emotionally and spiritually? And our framework are the 3 E's: education, empowerment, and exposure. So we want to be able to take you out the 4 walls of this building.
Yeah.
We want to get you out of the 2-mile radius of your community, because they only are becoming what they're seeing.
That's right.
So this is a picture of us in Dubai with young men who never left the country. And they having a chance to experience life that they never imagined. And a young man woke up the next morning. He said, Singleton, I was able to sleep throughout the night. I ain't hear any sirens. So
Wait. Pause.
Yeah.
I want you to think about what you just heard. Think about what you just heard. A young man said what to you?
A young man woke up and said, Singleton, I was able to sleep throughout the night. I didn't hear sirens in the middle of the night. Usually where I'm from, we hear sirens or gunshots in the middle of the night, and I didn't hear that. And abnormal has become normal for our young people because of trauma. And so to be out there, and I told our sponsor, Dr. Eric Thomas, the motivational speaker who sponsored the trip, I said, man, you got to hear these young men talking about their experience because of your obedience through this. And then we went to London. We went to China. We visited other parts. And now we planning a trip to Ghana and Spain. And my goal is 80% of our young men, we talk about innovation, 80% of our young men will have passports before this year is out, so we can travel the world.
Hey, look, give me this camera. I want to talk to somebody. Many of you right now that are watching this, and I don't care when you watch it, but you know a parent who has a son who needs mentorship. You know a young man who is in your sphere of influence. And I'm hoping that you would tag them right now. I'm hoping that you will copy and paste this link and share it. And not just the folks that are on the screen, but those on the scene. You ought to be texting people right now. I found the solution. And wait, you ought to be giving some money to Champs. Because this kind of vision needs support. This kind of organization needs finances, right? And my encouragement to you is before Vondale leave this building, make sure that you figure out how you can donate, right? How can we support? What can we do to make sure? Because every plane you put a young man on, you keep them out of a coffin. And there are young men and young women who have literally never gone downtown Chicago. They haven't even gone out of their community. And here you got a black man and other great black men that are working with him to take them not only out of the community, but out of the country. I want to personally say thank you for what you're doing. And today, man, you've inspired me more. I know we've given you money, but out of my own pocket, I'm sowing today $1,000 into Champs for what you're doing, because this is what it's all about. You're building foundation. You're building foundation. And you all not only have the 3 E's, and thank you for focusing on education, because all of our, let me see if I can get some claps up in here that agree with what I'm about to say. All of our young men are not going to be athletes. All of them are not going to be rappers. And they got to have an education. And I think this is important. You also build core values. Talk to me about the core values.
Just real quick. So the core values are in alignment with our 3 E's, which are critically important. So from week in to week out. So for instance, last Saturday, we took boys to Harris Theater downtown to see the Kingdom Choir perform. And afterwards, we met in the lobby. We met the choir. Donald Lawrence was there.
Yeah.
He walked up, and I said, man, we met before, but I need for you to meet my young men that are here. And I need for them to understand, because 2 weeks ago, we were called to a meeting with Lil Durk. And he had a chance to meet our young men.
It's amazing.
But you see, it's not just one way we doing things.
That's right. That's right.
So it's not going to be everybody's going to end up playing basketball or football. Right. As a matter of fact, many won't. And so we have to have that conversation with young men. But look at the 150 jobs that are tied to the sport.
Yeah.
That you can have a lucrative career on.
That's right.
So that's the educational piece. Then certifications and license.
Yeah.
The trades. HVAC, carpentry, electrician. We just had a barbershop seminar yesterday where a barber showed the young men live demonstration on how to cut hair. 2 weeks ago, it was a construction. Then we did a culinary art session. And so we providing as many looks and touch points to pique their interest, because we don't know. And sometimes they don't have a clue until they're exposed.
That's right.
And so positive mindset, consistency, unconditional love, service, all of those aspects fall right in the line with what we're doing through our mentorship, because it's out the box. I left and quit my job as a school administrator to do this full time. It wasn't about the money for me. It was about my obedience to God.
Yeah.
And I've seen God open up doors to have 45 different partnerships, providing grants and resources and jobs and opportunities. And I keep waking up saying, God, I love what I do. I love it. I love the challenge of being able to talk to a young man who think they have it figured out, and he's not talking to mom at home, right? He's carjacking and getting in trouble. I had a police officer drop off a kid to me.
Wow.
And said he was caught carjacking. I told him, as a recommendation for him to rehabilitate himself, he had to join your program. Talk to him, right? And that young man now, he's calling and texting every day because we show him unconditional love, and we held him accountable for his actions.
Y'all better go crazy. Come on now. Now this is what everybody say Champs. Come on, let me hear you say it again. Say Champs. See, that's why we're talking about great positive and presentations of opportunities where everyone rise. Now I want to be clear. People hear you talk about the 45 organizations and corporations, and people tend to immediately think you got enough money. That is hardly the truth. Many organizations like ours, we struggle to find funding. And I just want to be honest about that. It is typically many of your funders, they give you bare bones funding. Now, we're thankful for every funder, but the reality is they have so many that are asking to support, and funders try to spread it out. And then in the community, funding is like a hungry hippos game. You know, they throw one grant out there and everybody try to grab it. I just told my age, didn't I? And the reality is only one get it, and everybody else gets told no. So that's why making sure, where can we go? What's your website? Because I want people to know how to donate, where to go, and what to do. And then I want you to tell us what's next for Champs.
Absolutely. So you can find us, of course, the website is on the screen, champsmentoring.com or champsmentoring.org. You can find us at social media at Champs Mentoring on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. It's the same, YouTube. We out there, and we're constantly putting our work out there. Why? Is because we know we can't just rely on one stream of funding. So it takes a whole community of villages.
That's right.
To continue to provide. Where we going, Pastor, similar to you, and I saw the vision, I was so blown away. We want our own building. We don't have our own building right now, and that's a dream to be able to have a community mentoring building where young men have a safe space where they can go that will house, a recording studio, because some of them like to get their voice out through their music. But we also want to create and build our own, hoodies and hats instead of going through a supplier. Let's create the jobs so they can learn how to do it, and we sell it out. We have a gym, a culinary arts kitchen, an arcade, recordings, all of that in our own space. So that's the big vision that I have before God.
Wow. Is
for him to open up that door so we can have a place to call our home.
Let me just tell you, I think this is amazing. Christian, I want to show something. This is why Bright Star Community Outreach is getting ready to repurpose Carter G. Woodson School. We're calling it the Turn Center. And the reason we're taking this school right across the street, I used to go to Woodson, and what you see on the screen now, BSCO, we're going to be taking this whole school. This is exciting. And we're going to be repurposing this and letting other organizations come in with us, like Champs, so that they'll be able to have space to do the work. Now, we struggle with money to actually do the programming. So it's tough to have money to be able to have a facility and space. And the reason that we're doing what we call the Turn Center, the Urban Resilience Network, is, I just tell you straight up how it is. God told me, whatever I give you ain't just for you. That's why we took $1 million from MacArthur and gave 60+% of that money to the other organizations like Champs. And then when we got ready to talk about the space, we're repurposing an empty school. Thank God we'll be able to have other organizations in that building with us. Now, hear me good. Listen, collaboration is everything. Partnership is everything. And until you get the building, we don't mind helping you to make sure we be the hallway until you get into the room that you want to be in. So I'm making a public commitment to my man Vondale and the Champs organization. I will assist you with getting the space in the new Turn Center so you can at least have the space you need.
Hallelujah. Thank you.
I love you, man.
Love you. Thank you so
Christian.
much.
I love you for real, and I'm grateful for the work that you're doing, man. We're much better together. And at the end of the day, nobody is competition to you. Nobody is competition to you, and you got to be willing to partner. So we're excited about this. Again, I'm asking everybody, go to the website, and let me just ask you this. What advice would you give someone about why mentorship is important? Close us out right there.
Mentorship is the closest thing to discipleship if we're looking at the church.
Hold on, Doc. You're killing me today. Now, wait a minute.
I couldn't call it discipleship because I was working for a school. Essentially, that's what it is.
They play some shouting music for you on that one, Doc. That's mentorship is the closest thing to discipleship.
Mentorship is the closest thing to discipleship.
If man, that just blessed me. And if you needed any other reason to support the Champs organization, you just heard it. Because these young people certainly need to be discipled. And I want to be clear on what I mean by that. It's not just about leading them to faith in God. You got to lead them to faith in themselves.
That's it.
Lead them to faith in humanity. And I don't know if you all understand, and we know this because this is the work that we do every single day. Every single day. You need to understand that many of these young men and women, they believe that when they get 18 to 21, they're senior citizens. Many of them don't believe that they will live beyond 18 to 21. I'm telling you what they're telling us. They really do believe. So if they don't believe they're going to live, they will not care if you die. So how do we change the narrative? How do we build hope? And how do we make sure that they know that they have access to opportunity? How? Connect them to Champs Mentoring. Standing ovation for my man, 50 grand, Mr. Vondell Singleton. I love you, bro.
Thank you so much.
Love you, man. Listen, one more time. Y'all go crazy for Vondell and Champs. We're going to a quick commercial break, share some information, and we'll see you on the other side of this commercial.
Bright Star Community Outreach, we are committed to providing intentional programming that deepens our impact in the greater Bronzeville community and beyond. This is accomplished in a number of ways. Our first commitment is to identify and implement quality, culturally relevant, evidence-based programming that will positively affect change for our residents. Our next commitment is towards recruiting and retaining competent and committed staff who will provide service year after year. Continuity of care is extremely important to us and our residents. We want to continue to employ up to 450 residents per year, along with add students to our 1,145 students that we have served throughout our out-of-school and after-school programs, and the 1,240 youth that we have hosted through our Summer Works program. Although we have been fortunate to receive grants for the work that we have done, our biggest need is for unrestricted funds to address the necessities of our programming that are not covered through restricted funds. Your investment is not in just our organization, but in a mobilizing force that convenes over 70 community organizations to advance meaningful work within the community of Greater Bronzeville. As you consider supporting Bright Star, our request is that you commit to becoming an annual donor that will ensure the longevity of our programs. There are several ways you can give. You can visit our website at brightstarcommunityoutreach.com for more information. Thank you in advance, and we look forward to maximizing the return on your investment.
It was amazing.
It's amazing. So during the presentation, there were some things that I wrote down that he mentioned, the 3 E's. Can somebody tell me what those 3 E's are? Okay, tell me. Great, great. What about pie? Did anybody catch that? And then, okay,
Kathy
physical.
Back there. Kathy, go ahead.
Okay, come on,
Scream
Kat.
it out.
Tell us. That's it.
Awesome.
That's
That's
it.
great.
You know, there's a scripture in the Bible I believe it's in 3 John.
Okay.
Beloved, I wish above all things that you will prosper, be in health, even as you're what?
Soul prosper.
So, it's in the Word. Not only is it in the Word, but he spoke it today in such a way where it just broke everything down.
Listen, when you're on the path to do what you have been created to do, your vocation,
yes,
your job just gets in the way. So I'm glad he found his path to his vocation, because so many people are being empowered and lives changed. Because I want to go to Dubai.
Man, you know what?
I'm trying to figure out how I can get in this program.
I almost signed up. I'm 47, and I was like, shoot. I was that inspired, but let's thank God for him.
Thank God.
He's doing a great
Clap it
work.
up one more time for Vondell. Yana, you need to work your way this way. We're doing bingo. Anybody want a gift card today? Who wants a gift card? Clap it up. Oh, y'all must be full. Did you enjoy your lunch? While we're waiting for Yana to come, I got everything I need, Yana. I just need you. While we're waiting for Yana to come, all of the employees of BSCO, can you wave your hands? We work hard, y'all. And we're not tooting our own horn. We're doing it for you. All the members of Bronzeville, can you wave your hands? All the members of all the residents of all wherever you came from, raise your hands, please. We're so glad to have you. Let's give some money away. Here you go, Jan. You got your bingo card? Your power card? I was giving y'all time to get your card. We ready. Let's go. She's mixing it up. Who doesn't have a card? Wave your hand. All right. Thank you, Shakira and Annette, for making sure everybody was covered. I appreciate that so much.
First one is Near South.
Near South.
Near South. Second word is banking. Banking.
Shake it up. Shake it up.
Third word is finance. Finance. Insurance. Insurance. Fifth word is credit. Credit. Long COVID. Long COVID. Social determinants of health.
We got a winner.
Clap it up,
All
clap it
right.
up, clap it up, clap it up.
Look at that. Got a winner.
Bring your card up so we can verify. Come on, let's clap it up for her. How many people have ever won the bingo, have ever won power since you've been here? How many? Let me see. So you should really be clapping when somebody else wins. We don't hate, we celebrate.
That's right.
You did it, sis. You did it.
All right, let's see what we got here. We got credit, near south, long COVID, finance, insurance, social determinants of health, and we have banking. Banking, she's got
a
it.
winner.
She's it.
It's right
That's
here.
it. Yep.
You did it. And look, hold on for one more second. I'm sorry, y'all, take up the time, but let me see this. She put on the top of her paper, this is what you have to say until you see. You have to say it until you see it. She said, I pray I win today.
That's it. Huh? That's how you win. How many of y'all
prayed that you would win today? Could be why. Could be why. Clap it up one more time. Thank you. Thank you, Yana. All right. I think we're done for right now. We're going to a commercial. Stay tuned.
Hello, this is Doug E. Fresh coming at you with much love and much respect. This one here is coming live and direct from the Bright Star Community Outreach, as well as the pastor, Chris Harris, Chicago, or as I call y'all, Chi-Town. Pastor Chris Harris went to Israel and brought back a trauma counseling model to address victims of violence. And you know that is serious out there, and that's why it was brought back. And it's important, the Bright Star Community Outreaches, and it's important to bring needed healing and hope to every community. So everybody out there, I want you to support Bright Star Community, Bright Star Community, unity in the community. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Now, listen to me good. If you got anybody still good looking at your table, make some noise for them right now. For those of y'all that are just tuning in, we want to welcome you to Bright Star Community Outreach's Power Session, POWER, presenting opportunities where everyone rise. Now, let me tell you, it's the truth. Y'all that enjoyed your food today, make some noise. And we gave somebody who's 86 $100, somebody who's 88. No, that's 86 over there. 80, she's 87. Good God Almighty, over here, 88. And then another bad woman, 96. Y'all go crazy. Come on. $100. Now, if all you ladies loan me $33, I'll be $1 short of the $100 y'all won. And I'm encouraging all of you all, every single Wednesday, we do this every Wednesday. And so how many of y'all know some people that should be here with you today? They should be free food. Now, don't y'all be petty and said, I ain't going to invite nobody because less people, the more money I can win. Don't do that. Don't do that. You invite people to come. And every Wednesday, we take some time, 90 minutes, and we put information and inspiration in it. Were you blessed by what Champs organization does? Mentoring black boys. This is what it's all about. Now, let me tell you, we wouldn't be able to do the work that we do without great organizations that fund our work. I want y'all to go crazy for one of our funders, one of our supporters, and this is what enables us to do what we do. Y'all go crazy. You may have never heard of them before, but guess what? You are here today because of their kind of support. Make noise for the Joyce Foundation, y'all. Come on. And today, we have one of their leaders, one of their representatives who helped us to get the support that they have given to us. I need y'all to welcome. Now listen, y'all got to treat them right because the Joyce Foundation is in the room today. And I need y'all to go crazy and welcome to the stage today, to the Power Session, Miss Bree Perry. Y'all go crazy. And I see you didn't come by yourself today. Miss Bree, how you been?
I'm good. How are you?
I can't complain about nothing. I got all these amazing people up in here, and this is Women's History Day, so y'all go crazy for this bad sister up here. Another great woman doing amazing things. That's right, Women's History Month. We're going to be celebrating. And it looked like you brought some other powerful people in the room, too. Would you just introduce us to folks that are with you today?
Yeah, if you're here with me, please stand up so I can make sure I see everybody. So in honor of Women's History Month, it's a team full of women today. I'm sorry, I'm in a church and I got a mic, so hallelujah, his mic come out. So yeah, we're all sitting back here, and just thank you all for the support, the well wishes, and the cheering. It's amazing. I appreciate being here too.
We're excited about it. Clap your hands again for the George Foundation. Now, Bree, tell everybody in the room, we know, right? Bright Star Community Outreach knows because we've been able to benefit from the support. But tell everybody in the room, and it's not just those that are on the scene today, but we did the stats last week. Do y'all know that when we share online, literally more than 1,100 people have watched the power sessions. So we got people on the scene and on the screen that are watching now. Tell everybody about what the Joyce Foundation does.
Yeah, so the Joyce Foundation is a private family foundation that is invested in promoting public policies that will eradicate racial inequities and economic mobility.
It's pretty amazing, and you all are lending financial support, supporting visions.
It's not a loan.
Well, not alone. Yes, thank you for the clarification. So when I say lending support, the reality is it's not a loan, but what I'm talking about is coming alongside organizations that are doing great work in the community. And so you're providing support for us to be able to do the kind of work that we do. And how long has the Joyce Foundation been around?
So we're actually celebrating 75 years this year.
75 years of doing what you do. And you all have something called, since we're using the word lend, you got something called Lend a Hand Fund?
Yeah, so the Lend a Hand Fund is the program that I run with a task force of people, some that are in the back right there. So as I said, we typically promote public policy and advocacy, and never were dabbling in direct service organizations prior to about 3 years ago. So with everything that happened during the shutdown and the pandemic, we really realized that the inequities that were already happening in our communities were just exacerbated. So we were able to, with the Joyce Foundation, give. See, you got me.
I got to saying loan, right?
But we wanted to lend a hand to communities within Chicago, specifically the South and West Side, because they're the most disenfranchised, to just uplift those communities and do better.
You know what I think is amazing is foundations like the Joyce Foundation supporting where there is need, right? And I want to say publicly, thank you all for pivoting. Thank you for shifting, because I think a lot of people learned a lot. A lot of us service providers, and when you talk about direct services, it's important. We're the boots on the ground organizations that do the real work day to day. And 2020, 2021, 2022 taught us all a whole lot. The pandemic, COVID-19, George Floyd, social unrest, riots, just so many things. And you all not only listened to the community, but felt the pain of the community and began to shift. How do you all specifically help communities? And I love the fact that you all work on advocacy. These people in the room, we've been sharing in the last few weeks that we need to raise an army of advocates, people who will speak truth to power, those who will do things like go to our local politicians and go to our legislators and direct policy. So help us to understand even more how the Joyce Foundation helps the community, because some people think it's just writing a check.
So it's really not just writing a check, and a lot of people think that that's what philanthropy is, but it's not just that for us. We're definitely in the communities, like we come to site visits. I'm in relationship with our partners to make sure that, you know, they are healthy and whole and things of that nature. We give our time, we give our talents, we network them with other organizations that can be supportive in different ways and things like that. So it's not us just writing a check and, you know, like, here's some money, go, you know, do whatever it is. It's, you know, building a relationship.
Yeah, and one of the things that we say to all of the folks that are in our ecosystem, we've built, as you all know, a collaborative of more than 75 community-based, faith-based, school-based organizations, because we do believe in collective impact. And we always hold everybody accountable, because everybody that comes up with a vision, they always say, hey, philanthropy, corporate donors, we want you to write a check. But we got to be held accountable, and there should be a return on that investment. We always say this: we shouldn't ask for dollars without data. We shouldn't ask for money without metrics, and we shouldn't try to expand without evaluation. And that holds us accountable. So listen, people don't give to need, they give to vision. Need develops vision. And then when you have a vision, that's when I believe provision comes. And in order to make sure that we do it collectively, we get rid of the division and say, hey, how do we share this funding and make sure that we're all making sure all the boats rise with the tide. And that's what it's all about. How long have you had your job? And tell me your favorite thing about your work.
So I've been with the Joyce Foundation for 10 years. I started as a program assistant there and pivoted to this work specifically 3 years ago when we started. My favorite thing about the position is this: actually being able to just be in community and be a support wherever I can. And also be able to, you know, give money to worthy causes. I think that I'm a church girl and, you know, always grew up giving and, you know, being a support and, you know, lending my talents and all of that kind of stuff. So to be able to be paid for what I already do was just a blessing.
Yeah, that is amazing. I think that is powerful. Now listen, I'm going to be honest with you all. One of the things that makes me super happy is the fact that at the Joyce Foundation, even today, I see black and brown people. That is powerful, right? Just the fact that being able to connect with somebody who looks like us and lives like us, come from among us, and understand us. That cultural relevance thing is vitally important. And I want to give a shout out to the Joyce Foundation for recognizing that there are some black and brown people that know how to do this work. Y'all ought to be clapping your hands right there. And I just believe this work needs to be owned by us, driven by us, and led by us. But watch this, not just us. Because there are many folks who are not black, not brown, but care about and are connected to black and brown communities. And this is really what it's all about. So I'm super duper grateful. As we get ready to close, what is one thing about philanthropy that people really don't know or understand that you can educate us on it today?
I think one of the things that people don't know or understand is that it's not just something that the wealthy do. It's not just being able to hand out a big check. But we all, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, are philanthropists. Like the Bible says, if you love me, feed my sheep.
Yeah.
Right? For you to prepare the meal and pass it out is philanthropy because you're providing for a need. And that's what it really is. Philanthropy is the love of humankind. And it's offering services, not just funds.
I am so glad she said that's right. Clap it up. That's listen. Y'all don't know how happy I am that you just said that, because Mama Estes won $100, 87 years old won $100, 96 won $100. You all can be philanthropists right now and give me some of that money. Okay,
it's not just fun.
Oh, shoot. All right, fine. I missed that part. I'm excited about it. And listen to me good. Power, I need you to understand that we as community-based organizations need philanthropic organizations and foundations like the Joyce Foundation to do the work that we do. You're here today because Northwestern gave us a lot of money. University of Chicago gave us a lot of money. The United Way gave us a lot of money. And they said, hey, we want you to develop a vision where you can reach your community and pour into them. And today, you are at power sessions every week, 12 to 2, because of philanthropy just like this. I'm going to ask y'all to do your boy a favor. Please give a standing ovation to the Joyce Foundation for supporting the work that we do. I want to say thank you. Thank you to Miss Bree. Thank you to the foundation crew. This is what, y'all make some noise for them. This is what it's all about. And I'm excited about it. Now our teams are getting ready to go upstairs and meet because they like, tell us what y'all did. And that's how we should be held accountable. And I want to talk to every one of you all that are watching us by way of online streaming. My encouragement to all of you all, don't just get inspired. Don't just get informed. We need you to get involved. This Monday, everybody say this Monday. This Monday, I'm the chairman, as you all know, of the Greater Bronzeville Community Action Council. And I'm asking y'all to show up for our meeting. We're going to send you the information. I'm over all of the schools in the area, and we're making sure that we push education in our community. I told y'all a couple of weeks ago that they were going to be building a brand new school for $150 million on 24th and State. And we were like, how y'all find $150 million to build a brand new school while Dunbar, DuSable, and Phillips are on hospice? Well, we got together and we shut that down. We showed them power. We exhibited power. And when the community gets together and speak with one voice, we speak truth to power. So our meeting is Monday on Zoom. I need every one of y'all to be with me on Zoom Monday. We're going to send the information to you, and we're going to be talking about the next steps with the school. I'm grateful that the leadership of CPS and the city said, you know what, PCH, you know what, friends in Bronzeville, y'all right. We need to focus on all the schools in the area. So Monday, we'll be sharing more about what's next. And I want to tell you thank you for being a great community of advocates. This is what it's all about. I got a question before me and Bree go upstairs. Who want to win some money? All right, let me try it again. Mama got a cane. Let me move back. She's like, I felt threatened right there. She's like, me. You make sure you keep her in mind. We're about to give away $50. I got a question. Whose money is this? Make some noise for Joni Vaughn and Aaron coming back, y'all.
Clap it up.
Oh, yes, clap it up. Now, we're about to give away some money.
I wish I had time to sit down, but y'all want to know this now, don't y'all? Yeah. Did you enjoy yourself today? Clap it up one more time for yourself, for your fine self.
Wonderful.
All right. Here we go. Shake it up a little bit more.
All right. Everybody got your tickets?
Who wants me to pull that number? Who the loudest one in the room? I don't hear nothing.
All right. Get your tickets out. Here we go.
Here we go. All right. Who said that? All right. Let's see what happens here. Gotta take my eyeglasses off so I can see.
Oh, I see her. I see her.
All right. 5, 8, 3, 4, 9, 2.
All right.
Hey, come on,
all right, we got a winner.
Clap it up, y'all. Clap it up.
All right.
I want you to go see Shakira, Miss Campbell, so she can give you your $50 gift card. Clap it up one more time. Yeah.
That's all right, ain't it?
It is amazing. Did y'all have a good time today? Who got a call on the phone yesterday or the day before? Who got called?
Oh, yo, you got 3 calls. All right.
And guess what? we're going to call you again.
That's right.
This week.
That's
because
right.
we want to make sure that you're in the place so that you can get all of this good stuff we have to give to you. So I hope you'll take our call. We're doing it for you.
That's right.
We just want to make sure that you don't miss out on anything. Listen, tell somebody to come back with you next week. Tell your friends who are viewing online, come on in the building and be with us. I hope you had a blessed time today. We enjoyed bringing programming to you. Tell somebody else. Aaron, you got any last words?
Make sure you go to Bright Star Community Outreach, and you can register online, or you can see one of our workers and they can get you enrolled today. So we want you to enroll today for next week. So you never know, next week might be bigger than this. So we want to make sure that you all get a seat and something to eat, all right?
Hey, you know what? I got one more gift card. I'm going to give this gift card to the first person that registered for this event. Where's Anton James at? Come on up here,
get
Anton.
your money, man.
You see what I'm talking about? That's why it's important to register before you leave. Where is Shakira?
Where's Shakira?
Is,
you see that young woman? All right. My man.
Come on, clap it up for my man here.
All right.
You're going to go right back in that corner over there and get your gift card. Yep. Clap it up one more time, and we'll see you next week. Power, presenting opportunity where everyone rises. Have a great week.